What's up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate the growth of the channel, so continue to go ahead and like our videos, and also don't forget to subscribe as well. We're going to be talking about red flags of business, and what does red flags of business mean. And when you hear these hint of words, or you hear this red flag, you can say, this is a red flag. I'm getting ready to overcome objection, or I'm getting ready to get potentially the worst client ever. So here we go. Right after this, you'll learn more about the red flags. Thanks, guys.
I'm going to show you how great I am.
5,
On the back
4,
over here on site.
3, 2, 1.
I'm going to show you how great I am.
5,
On the back
4,
over here on site.
3, 2, 1.
All right, so you guys tuned in because it said the red flags, okay, of business. A lot of times people will throw a red flag out to you, and a lot of people don't understand that they are red flags. People will use certain words to kind of glorify the reason why you should come to them and do their house for such a low price. So if you're in the industry of taking care of somebody's house, whether it's outdoors or maybe indoors, no matter what business that you might have, if you hear these red flags, then you might want to stay tuned and tune your ear into them a little bit more and listen to the customer. The person who talks the most loses. Remember that throughout. And so you want to listen and you want to hear these red flags. Okay, Eric, what are some key red flags you can listen for? One of the ones is I own a window cleaning, gutter cleaning, and power washing business. So when I hear the words, my house is only, if you hear it's only, that is a red flag that shoots up immediately, and I'm listening in quite daringly at that point, and I'm saying, okay, what is it only? You know, the most important things when people call about gutter cleaning, they said, it's only one stretch of gutter on the backside, and it's very small, but they can't do it. They can't go up 3 stories or 2 stories. It's only 2 stories. It's only 3 stories. And for gutter cleaners, if you're gutter cleaners out there, one of the things you want to ask is, okay, is it 2-story walkout? And if you guys don't understand what that means, is a 2-story. So if you look at the house in the front, you got the main level, and then you got the top story. But in the back, around the back side, you have a drop off, which means now that is a 2-story with a walkout basement, which means the ladder's got to go 3 stories in the air. Okay, so now you're back at a 3-story home. One of the ones that I love is, it's a red flag, and it's a carrot dangle, okay? Like they put a carrot in front of your face and they have you chase after it. And the way they do that is they'll say something like, if you give me a good price on this one, I'll get you other properties, or I'll get you more business. And what I say, so if you hear that, if you get me a good deal today, I'll get you more properties. Or if you give me a good deal today, I'll give you more properties. The way to overcome that is very easy. So you hear the red flag and you say, Mr. Customer, I tell you what, we're going to do regular pricing on, let's say they give you 5, I got 5 jobs that you do. So if you give me this one, this will be 6 jobs altogether. So let's say, Mr. Customer, I'm going to do the regular pricing on all 5 jobs, and on the 6th one, I'm going to give you a hell of a deal on it. Okay? And I don't know. No. Overcome the objection. They're trying to get a good deal, so they're trying to downplay. Another red flag is, my niece, my cousin, my next door neighbor did it last year. Oh no. If they say that, it's a huge red flag. The flag should be like this big coming up, because what they don't understand is what your next door neighbor, your aunt or your uncle, your nephew has done is ruin the industry price, okay? For gutters, for instance. Gutter cleaning for 1 story. Our minimum is $125 for a 1-story home. And that's between 900 and 1150 100 square foot home. Okay, so if it's a 1-story, 3,000 square foot home, the price goes up, okay? So it's $125, and she says, hey, my cousin did it, or my next door neighbor did it for $65 last year. Could you possibly do it for that much? No, Mr. Customer, we have a minimum. So I want to talk about those red flags that we get, and sometimes we don't understand what those red flags are, but we use them, they're using them as bait, where you're taking the bait. Oh, it's only 2 stories. Well, it's actually 3 stories. Well, it's only a 14-foot gutter section. Yeah, it's a 14-foot gutter section. That's 3.5 stories in the air. So they put all the reliability on you and all the reliability and liability on you, and they're telling you how much you're able to, charge for them, for you to come out to them. Does that make sense? So you have to understand who the owner is, you. You have to understand who the professional is, you. You have to make sure that you know your prices off the back of your hand. I mean, literally, you should have a price guide in your head. 1 story, 2 story, 3 story. For landscaping guys, my yard is only, if you hear, it's only, man, huge red flag again, because now they're downsizing, because they're, when they're talking to their neighbors or they're talking to their family, well, I have a 3,500 square foot home. Well, now they're talking to somebody that's going to come and price them out a job. It's only 3,500. It's not like it's that big. Well, if you have a 3,500 square foot home, you have to be able to take care of that 3,500 square foot home. It's the same with a car. If you have a Mercedes or a Cadillac that has a bunch of buttons to push everywhere, you have to keep that up, which means it's going to cost more. I used to have a CTS Cadillac. That thing was awesome. Rode like a dream until you had to fix something. Price point started out $500. So if you hear it's only, right, those are huge red flags. What are other red flags that you guys hear in your guys' potential jobs that you have customers talk to you on? But that dangling the carrot in front of your face is the oldest trick in the book. If you give me a great deal on this one, I will get you more. I will get you my neighbors. I tell you what, you give me your neighbors, we'll lock and load that one in. We'll take care of them. Then we'll do yours secondary. And then, we'll go ahead and cut you a good price after that. Oh, well, I don't know. All of a sudden, they're hemming and hawing and they got to talk to somebody, Santa Claus, they got to talk to their wife, they got to talk to somebody out there. So keep that in mind. What is another red flag? I'm trying to think of another red flag. I guess if you want to say a red flag would be, I would have to talk to my husband or have to talk to my significant other. The person who's calling you about the job is in charge of the finances. Does that make sense? So if a young lady or older lady or a young man or an older man, whoever's calling you, they are the ones that want the job done, right? Because the missus is calling because the husband doesn't want to deal with it. He just wants to pay for it. Well, the missus thinks it's too much money, so they got to talk to the financial guy, which if you can overcome objections, you'll be able to overcome that objection very quickly. I do coaching, so we can work on all those things with you guys if you guys are interested. But keep that in mind. So that person who's calling is ready to make a deal. You just have to be in budget with their budget. But the thing is a lot of times when they say, I got to talk to significant other, that's a red flag. That means that, either you're too high, you didn't service them right the last year, maybe you didn't sell them good enough on who you are and what you're able to do for them. So keep those things in mind too, because that's very important. Sometimes you undershoot yourself and you say, oh gosh, you know what, man, I'll go ahead and discount it. Before you start discounting prices, I would go ahead and up your sales technique. So before you discount, up your sales technique, and you're going to see a huge thing. We're going to have a video on upping your sales technique here shortly, but I did want to talk to you guys about the red flag in your guys' business. Be aware of it. Know that it's out there, and know that these customers really don't care about you at the end of the day. They truly don't. They care about the price, right? And so if somebody calls you and they're price shopping, fantastic, Mr. Customer. I think you're asking me the wrong question. I think you should be asking me whether or not, most companies are out there are bonded and insured, or you don't necessarily have to be bonded, but you're insured. These are the questions that you have. How long have you been open? How long you've been doing this job for? Do you have Google reviews? Do you have Facebook likes and videos? And do you have things online? I mean, those are the things you should be asking, not the cheapest. If you're asking for the cheapest, anybody can do anything for the quality of the work, but it might not be the best quality of work. I've seen this really cool saying where this guy is like sitting like this, and there's a tattoo artist, and it's a picture of a horse, and on the head part is just absolutely gorgeous, this beautiful, beautiful horse, and this is a professional doing it. And then on the back end of it, of the horse, is a little kid that did the detail work, and it was horrible, right? It looked like a little kid drew this backside of this horse. Well, a professional versus a non-professional goes a long ways. I love you guys. Until next time, thanks for watching.
I'm gonna show you how great I am.
5,
On the back side,
4,
over here on site.
3, 2, 1.